I'm just warning you right now, there's going to be a lot of jump cuts because I am not someone who can speak on camera, but I figured we should be face to face because you saw the title. I've got my test results right here. I'm going to give you the full inside scoop, the full story, what the allergist had to say, what implications it has for this channel, and all that good stuff. But I'll also be serving this kind of scoop because it is What I Ate Wednesday, where I share all my delicious meals of the day, while also I'm trying to be healthier in 2022. Wish me good luck. Please give this video a thumbs up if you are also trying to live life deliciously, but also maybe a bit healthier. First scoop of the day though, AG1 by Athletic Greens. You've probably heard of them. Thank you to Athletic Greens for sponsoring today's video. AG1 has 75 different minerals and vitamins, whole food source superfoods, dairy-free probiotics and adaptogens, all in one scoop, all designed to support your gut health, your immunity, energy, focus, recovery, and healthy aging. The vitamins and minerals are a great way to cover your bases when it comes to the RDAs, including B12. The probiotics actually come with prebiotics, so the microbes have something good to munch on so they can establish an ongoing presence in your gut. The superfoods and adaptogens of so many different kinds fight free radical damage, help to support you with your stress, and help with inflammation. Plus, it actually tastes good. Like when you twist off the top of a pineapple, that scent has like a slightly sweet taste at the end, but like not enough to trigger a sugar craving, which is really important to me. So it's super easy to turn it into a daily habit because I wake up, I want my hydration, and I want my AG1. More importantly, I feel the difference. Well, first, when you have this first thing in the morning, you feel set up for the day. It helps you make healthier choices down the line. But also, after a while, I notice that my baseline energy is up without any caffeine. And my digestion, let's just say, is truly pristine. I think those two things together just have helped me, I don't know, focus more, be motivated, get things done. And like there's a snowball effect to that. Once you get things done, you'll feel good about it. And it just keeps getting better, guys. My chronic pain, my tendinitis, I've actually started to manage it really well, but I have noticed considerable difference just the last 2 weeks than previous. So I've been doing this for about a month, and yeah, I feel the difference and I don't want to stop. I really think that AG1 has something special going on. So I even sent some to my sister. Leona, check your mail. It's in the mail for you. For everybody else, check out the link in my description. It's a special link. So if you make your first purchase there, you'll get 2 free gifts. One is this vitamin D. You get 1 year's worth of vitamin D drops, which I guess I don't have to say, right? It's so important for immune function. And you're also gonna get 5 travel packs, individual size travel packs, so you can toss them into your bag, you can bring them to work with you, the gym, if you're traveling, if that's a thing that you're doing. I'm not traveling yet. I don't really feel comfortable enough. Hopefully soon though, because I really want to visit home. It's been like 2 years. It's ridiculous. I miss my family. So anyways, in case you're wondering, it's also gluten-free, sugar-free, egg-free, dairy-free, totally vegan-friendly, of course. It's keto-friendly if that's your jam, and it's also nut-free. There's no GMOs, no herbicides, no pesticides, no artificial colors, flavors, preservatives. And cool thing, it's made in New Zealand and it's NSF certified for sports. So that means what's on the label is actually in the powder. There's so much more good information on the website, so you should click that link and then maybe we'll start on this daily habit thing together. We can continue it together and just level up. Now that I have that foundational nutrition down the hatch, it's time to heat up my hazelnut milk. Homemade hazelnut milk. This has been my obsession for months. Like ever since fall started, I've been making this every single morning. I make the milk from soaked hazelnuts, blended and then cooked in my nut milk maker, then strained. You don't need an automatic nut milk maker by any means, but I have been using the crap out of it. Then you can save the pulp for later, and the milk is super creamy and rich. Add a touch of cinnamon, and then a few drops of this. Freely was right about one thing. The English toffee flavor is so good. Then I blend it with a little decaf espresso powder, decaf, because I'm so sensitive to caffeine these days. It actually started in 2020 and I just can't do regular coffee anymore. It like sets off my jaw and anxiety and it is just not good. It's not good. Like Like I said, I've been having it like every day since fall last year until hazelnut milk started triggering my allergy symptoms. So how am I having it now? Well, we're gonna get into that. First though, I gotta take Riles for a walk. Yes, I know, even though it's snowing, he needs to go for a walk or I'll never hear the end of it. And after we get back, he'll just take a nap. Then the other cat needs to go out. Only on the balcony though. Is it too cold? No. Not too cold for this Arctic cat. Chester is such a good cat. He is definitely way more low maintenance. When my tummy starts rumbling, it's time to make the tofu scramble that I've been craving. It starts with cheese sauce. I'll link the recipe below if you want it. It's really too easy and too good. Everything goes in the blender, blend, and that's it. Now for the veg. I'll mix it with a little bit of olive oil and add some seasonings. That goes in the air fryer. And this bowl gets some kale. We'll just massage in the leftover seasonings and wait on these to go in the air fryer because they're only gonna take like a few minutes. Meanwhile, I'll use a whole block of medium firm tofu. In goes some turmeric for color, a tablespoon of tamari, a little garlic powder, a little onion powder, and a pinch of white pepper. Break it up so there's more surface area and the water can get boiled out. After 5 minutes or so, the tofu has really firmed up and it's looking pretty good, right? Add a little black salt, aka kala namak, to give it a little eggy flavor and a bit more saltiness. This is my favorite way to make tofu scramble. So fluffy, so nice. Now I'll cover it while I get the kale in the air fryer just for a few minutes. And afterwards, this hash is looking lovely. I just love the crispy bits. It's hearty, it's delicious, and even more delicious when we pour over the cheese sauce. Everything on this plate ready in about 20 minutes, which for breakfast / lunch, brunch, I know it's a work from home luxury. You know what else is a luxury? Being able to just get an appointment for my doctor without paying anything out of pocket, because I live in Canada. Otherwise, that would be such a barrier. You know me, I'm a professional procrastinator when it comes to making medical appointments. So even though my weird food reaction started back in November, I didn't actually call my GP until January. I know. I guess I haven't actually told you the full story on YouTube. I did tell you on Instagram while it was happening. So if you've already heard this story, please feel free to just jump ahead to this timestamp, jump right to the tests I got and also the results. Remember that series I did on chickeny chicla seitan? As you can imagine, I've tested it like a million times and I've eaten so much gluten. It's not just the seitan itself. It was like the pizza, the curry, the vegan sesame chicken. Oh my God, it was so good. The pot pie, what am I forgetting? Vegan chicken and broccoli. I ate so much of it. But you know, no matter how good a food is, you're gonna get sick of it if you've had it too much. I mean, at least I do. So I didn't have it for a long time while I was editing. So you know, I'm jumping around. I took a really long break from YouTube because I wanted to try this method of testing the recipe, filming it, and then editing it, and then uploading them like in a series. So by the time I was editing the videos, I hadn't actually eaten that food for like a month or so. Anything resembling those foods, I was like, no. Except when I was editing the vegan coconut curry video, it was just looking so good on screen that I was like, you know what? For lunch today, I'm gonna have some, because I obviously have a lot in my freezer. That's the good thing about being a recipe developer, is that you always have something good in the freezer. So I go ahead and warm it up. It's like smelling delicious. It looks incredible. It's one of those dishes that really heats up well. Some dishes are terrible reheated. This one is like, so if that seems appealing to you, and you should go ahead and try that out. Here's the thing though, I try one bite and my mouth confused. Did I put Sichuan peppercorns in here? Because I'm like mouth tingly. But I know for a fact there's no Sichuan peppercorns in there. So I continue eating, thinking it's weird, but I'm hungry. So I'm like, I don't care, I'm eating. And then my mouth gets itchy. And I recognize this itch because when I was a kid, when I ate raw carrots and raw celery, my mouth would itch. I would still try to eat it because that's the snacks that you were served as a kid. But I grew out of that like in my 20s. So anyways, this is a sensation I'm feeling as I'm eating this coconut curry, and there's no raw carrots or celery in there. There's only cooked carrots. So I'm thinking this is weird, and maybe the food has gone off. I don't see how it could have, but maybe. So I just threw it out. I ate something else, whatever, didn't really think about it. Until I had my next cooked celery and carrot experience and my mouth went itchy again. I was like, this is my childhood nemesis. Come back to me with a twist, an evil twist. But that said, carrot, celery, the most boring vegetables. No offense to carrot and celery lovers, whatever. I just didn't really think about it until the next time I had bread. I was getting that itchy feeling. What's going on here? Maybe I should call my doctor. Of course I didn't. And then I had some pasta. I was cooking it and I tasted it just to taste if it was ready or not. Mouth goes itchy again. So keep in mind these symptoms, they go away in like an hour or two, and at maximum, I had to wait a day. So I just kind of, whatever. I didn't really wake up to the potential seriousness of the matter until I got this PR package sent to me from ViaLife, which I know, I am pretty lucky. They sent me this incredible package with all of their vegan cheeses, and they made it like a little cheese board type of deal with pretzels and crackers and this tomato jam. And it was so nice. And my God, their chive and onion creamy, if you see that, you should get it. This one, the onion and chive creamy, is a revelation. It's so good. But anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the pretzels that I got. The pretzels, and they were so good and hearty, but as soon as I ate that, my mouth went so itchy, more itchy than it had been getting. So I'm like, what the heck? My tongue is getting swollen. And I'm like, is this anaphylaxis? It was not. It was just, my tongue was just slightly swollen. It wasn't that dangerous. But at that point, I did think it is time to see the doctor. But of course, I put off that phone call. Started systematically testing different ingredients on myself. I would wait for all the symptoms to go away for 24 hours, and then I would introduce a food that I was not sure about. So I isolated different things like soy milk, wheat, hazelnuts. Obviously, we knew about the celery and carrots, but I also identified a bunch of safe foods. White rice was good, zucchini was good, bok choy, tofu. Soy sauce was kind of suspect, so I switched to tamari, gluten-free tamari. And so I've caught you up to the point where I actually filmed that last, or shot that last Instagram video, and I re-uploaded to YouTube, so you saw that. That was in January when I called my GP about it. It was like literally a 5-minute telehealth call. I tell her my symptoms, what happened, the timeline, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna refer to you to an allergist, stop eating those trigger foods because it could get worse, or you can get anaphylaxis. And I was like, woo! And she's really scaring me at this point. So I'm even more anxious than before, but I did share with you guys on YouTube, right? Y'all had a lot to say about it. So let me just pull it up. Oh, well, the one thing I have to make clear is I don't, and I never did have any symptoms that are related to celiac disease or gluten intolerance. As I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, it's more in the digestive system, and my symptoms were all up here. Gluten intolerance and celiac disease, I think they're similar, like they have some similarities to allergies, like they involve your immune system, but they're two different things. So here, a couple people told me to go on a fast. I did not feel like that was appropriate. I feel like the algorithm was pushing fasting throughout 2020, 2021. It's been weird. So if you wanted me to talk about it, I can talk about it. But if not, who cares? A lot of people told me to read Fiber Fueled, a book released in 2020 by Dr. Will Bulsiewicz about the benefits of a diverse plant-filled diet to diversify your gut microbiome, because apparently studies show that a diverse gut microbiome leads to better immunity, better overall health. And actually that's what got me looking into athletic greens, because I had heard about it on a Ritual podcast, first of all, and how it has probiotics and prebiotics to help establish healthy gut microbiota, like, you know what I mean? And anyways, I was really hopeful going into that book. He said a lot of the same things that a lot of the plant-based doctors do. I used to follow Dr. Greger, and so it all seemed very familiar, but it also had me thinking more about it and to keep it more like top of mind. And yeah, you guys recommended it, so there's some hope going on here. But in chapter 5, he straight up says, if you have allergic symptoms to food, stop eating it. Like, there's no hope. Dreams shattered. Why would you raise my hopes up like that? But a few of you told me about oral allergy symptoms, and I had actually read about this online, and I kind of felt like things fit, but you went into detail, so that helped figure out, like, my symptoms are really, really close to yours. Plus, a lot of you told me that it goes away after time. Some of you had to wait a year, some of you had to wait several years. So I was pretty sure I knew what was going to go down when I traveled to my allergist appointment. He tested a bunch of different things on both forearms, like all over the forearms. It was extremely itchy. They used pollen from a bunch of different trees, grasses, weeds, even mold, and animals. I didn't know they were going to use animals. Plus, for the food panel, they did wheat, oat, barley, some nuts, a whole bunch of stuff. Things are looking good for wheat, my friends. This is most excellent news. Rye, barley, soy. Not so good for all the trees. You can imagine this wrecks my self-identity as a tree hugger. Then the doctor comes back and he gives me my results like right away. He just lays it all out. He's like scribbling on his little test form. You can't even read it. But I remember what he had to say. And I was pretty much not at all surprised, except for one thing. I was not at all surprised, as like the evidence was on my arms for all to see. All in all, I was in the office for about 45 minutes and then back on the bus to contemplate my life as someone who is now apparently allergic to cats. Yeah, that was the one I was really surprised by. Turns out I'm allergic to the pollen of all the trees, all the grass, well, some weeds, not all, and dog dander and cat hair. But what does that have to do with wheat and hazelnuts and celery and carrots and all the other foods that were making me itch? Well, it's all convolutedly connected. This is the oral allergy syndrome that some of you expected. First, we start with hay fever, seasonal allergies. According to healthline.com, almost 8% of Americans suffer from seasonal allergies. First, you have to be someone that has like hay fever or some kind of allergy to pollen. I could be wrong, it could be other things too. And then there's a sensitizing event, like anytime in spring, fall, when like the trees just with all their pollen. So did that happen in my case? My symptoms started in November, so there was no like of like tree pollen at that time. I do live in Canada. Now that I think of it, I did try a new kitty litter. It was a new kitty litter made out of pine pellets. It's like the most eco-friendly kitty litter you can have. Apparently it's really, really easy to use and it doesn't smell bad, and it's like $4 for this giant, like bigger than me bag of these pellets, and it's, you know, seems like a really good option. So I tried that, and only one of the cats will even use it. I don't really like it actually, so I wasn't gonna repurchase it, but I do have it in my home right now. And it's made out of pine pellets, so maybe it has the pollen, maybe that's the event, the sensitizing event, don't know. I don't know if we'll ever really know. Anyways, because of this sensitization event, your immune system is just going nuts. It is mistaking all these other things that kind of look like what you're allergic to, like the pine pollen, for example. And they gave me this like sheet about the cross reactivity patterns in oral allergy syndrome. So like say if you're allergic to birch, you could be also then getting allergy symptoms from apples, peaches, pears, plums, almonds, celery, parsley, caraway. I'm allergic to all the grasses, so you know, maybe potentially peanuts would be an issue. Cantaloupe, honeydew, watermelon, tomatoes, Swiss chard. So anyways, there's like a lot of weird, like they don't seem related, but then they're related. So it's not a true food allergy. It is an allergy to something else, which your immune system then does misidentify the food. In my case, it seems like all of the plants. The universe, though, in all its grace and glory, has decided to grant me white rice, but not brown rice, tofu, but not soy milk, and mercifully, 2 of my very most favorite vegetables, zucchini and bok choy. Finally, where do we go from here? What about that hazelnut latte? Well, the allergist said, like, this is not a life-threatening allergy. There's no risk of anaphylaxis. You don't need an EpiPen. It's just bothersome. That's the word he used. He said, oh, it's just bothersome. You just decide whether you want to deal with that bother or not, basically. So I'm like, I can eat these things even though I have symptoms. It's no big deal. I'll just deal with it. He's like, yep. But maybe don't let the cat sleep in the bed with you. They are cats. They belong in the bed. Plus, if I'm sleeping, I don't really have a choice, do I? And he's like, okay, just wash your sheets often and maybe get a air filter, HEPA filter. Okay, but I just told you I've never had any kind of allergy symptoms to my cats. But now that I'm thinking about it, like I was thinking about it later, you know what? I am kind of, have you noticed on Instagram stories, my voice is kind of more nasally? It's because I just flip on the camera and I'm actually usually chronically stuffed up. I guess that's just my life now. I'll do a little more laundry. I'll consider getting a second air filter device. But am I drinking this hazelnut latte with an itchy mouth? No, actually, I started trying or reintroducing all these trigger foods one by one like a week ago. And I have been reacting to nothing. Nothing is making me react. Actually, that's a lie, carrots. Carrots are making me react, but I don't care. I tried it one time, it was making me itchy. I don't care about carrots. I don't even like carrots that much. No offense to carrot lovers. I haven't actually tried celery because I don't want to risk it. Celery isn't worth it to me. I mean, when it comes time to try celery naturally, because I want to have celery, I'll try it. But like, I'm not doing it just for fun. But bread, those baguettes that I just made, the Vietnamese baguettes that are just so the best bread you can make at home. Do I react? No, not at all. Not even a smidgen of a tingle. Guys, I'm so happy, but like, what changed in the last week? Well, I'm thinking since the end of January, like, so when my GP said, don't eat all those foods, and then the whole month of February, I've been staying away from the trigger foods. I've been kind of staying to my safe foods and to cover my nutritional bases, because I don't think eating 5 foods is like good enough. I've been having AG1 and I'm like hoping, because it has probiotics, I'm hoping it's improving my gut health, and my immune system has just decided to calm the F down. So I'm not trying to say like one product or one course of action has like solved all my problems and is responsible for giving me back bread, but it's a heck of a coincidence if not. Like, so I'm thinking just whatever's just kind of making me healthier and calmer and like lowering my stress levels and just letting my immune system just chill the F out. I've done so much research. I spent so much time. I've listened to so many podcasts and videos and all of that stuff. And like, why? Just for everything to totally resolve? Don't get me wrong. I'm happy about this, but it's just like so much stress, so much panic. I have already thrown out so much stuff that had wheat, like all the sauces, all the Chinese sauces that have wheat as a base. My gochujang, I threw that out as well. I've gone through and wasted so much stuff after my doctor told me not to have it. But anyways, now for the implications for this channel. Will I just be going right back to gluten-full recipes? No. And the reason is this whole mess has really made me think more about people that have sensitivities. And, you know, it's good to just explore and just try to be creative and learn, just like when I first went vegan, like just learn how to make it happen and make it fun, make it exciting, make it delicious, hopefully make it healthy. I've been really into rice and rice noodles, sweet potato noodles, which are so delicious. Speaking of sweet potato noodles, let's do dinner. To start, I get the oven preheating and fill up a pot of water with a little salt for the noodles. Then for protein, beans. I cooked them yesterday and now it's time to dry them off. They go in a big old mixing bowl with a teaspoon of olive oil, then salt. Onto a non-stick baking sheet and into the oven for about a half an hour or until they get crispy. In the meantime, I want to make a tasty sauce with them. This is gonna be such a good sauce with the beans. Leave that, and it's time to prep some veggies for our noodle dish. Beautiful. Time to take it to the stove. The dried sweet potato noodles can go in now, and they will cook for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I'll cook up our aromatics and make a sauce. And finally, the noodles. And that's just about done. And take out your beans, and they should be crispy. Look how they exploded. Mix it with the sauce, and then it goes back in the oven for about 5 minutes. And that's dinner. Before we get to the taste test, I just want to thank Athletic Greens for partnering with me on this video. I really feel like AG1 has helped me get back on track, and I'm feeling way more motivated to make healthy improvements, like just little ones, step by step in my life, because it's been so easy to incorporate this one. If you want to join me on that, just make sure to click on my link, my special link in the description or in the cards to get your free year supply of vitamin D drops and 5 free travel packs. Now on to the delicious noodles and crispy beans. You have got to try this. I especially love the chewy texture of this noodle, but you can actually use any kind you like. Maybe up the protein factor with chickpea noodles, or turn this into a creamy rice dish. The possibilities are endless. And I guess this was my food day. How was yours? Let me know in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you made it to the end of this extremely long video, comment the word tree hugger down in the comment section if you've made it this far. Thank you so much for watching, friends, and being supportive during my freak out about my allergy situation. I'm like relieved that is over. Well, not necessarily over, because apparently these symptoms can just flare up whenever. But next time I'll know the cause and I won't have to panic about it. And also thank you for allowing me to work with sponsors that I believe in. When you watch the ad reel and you consider if the products are right for you or not, it actually helps make this channel sustainable. Please rest assured that I will only promote products that I actually believe in, like that I actually use, that I actually love, and would be confident enough in that I would recommend it to my friends and family. And that's it. Thanks again, my friends. As always, please feel free to leave your recipe requests down in the description box. Bye for now.